Okay guys, I'm back and I did decide to change out that paper, so I did that. Now we need our sides. And here they are. So these, let me make sure I wrote down the right ones. These are 4 1/4 by 4. So we need to do, and I'm going to do the sides in this paper. So we're going to do 4 by 3 3/4. Okay. Perfect for that. Excuse me. 3 3/4. Okay. So got those. And then we also have this little front piece right here that we need to cover as well. So I'm going to use this. Now this is 1 inch. Let's just measure it. So I'm going to do 7/8 by 5 7/8. So we'll go 5 7/8. By 7/8. That'll just go on the front of it. There we go. I had thought that I wanted to cut, you know, and continue the paper, and some people might want to do that, but I didn't want to have to cut into a whole nother sheet, so I'm not going to do that. This goes down just a little bit. Down just a little bit. And careful when you're pressing on this, because remember, this is a hollow box down below, so it's going to be hard to see. Okay. Now, go ahead and glue these papers down. And we'll glue those to the side. And then a couple more things left, and then it'll just be time to decorate. So this goes here. Make sure that this one goes here, like so. Alright, so it is completely covered. and matted, and actually add the rubber bands on it just to kind of hold those panels down for me while they dry. Give it a little extra pressure. Okay, so there is that. Now, I think I decided that I was going to use the little ones versus the bigger feet, but let's go ahead and put the knobs on, okay? So and get these in. Okay, and I just used my little Tim Holtz tool to what do you call it? I need to find my screwdriver. Where did I put that thing? I need to find my flathead. It's okay. Alright, so I use my Tim Holtz poker to just pull those out. Just put it in like so. Look at how cute that is. So if you've already poked all your holes, you can just pull those by sticking your poker, or if you have thin tweezers, you could just stick it in there and pull it like that as well. Okay, now let's see, do I want to do that? That. I think, yeah, that looks good to me. Okay. Actually have my little spatula. Okay. Oop. Come back, knob. They definitely tighten faster than they untighten. Okay. Sounds like my husband is actually watching Hell's Kitchen right now. Put these in there. Now on this, if you wanted to, you could make a movable top, so like an easel almost, like an easel card. And I'll show you guys how to do that. If you want to. Again, it's a personal preference on how you want to do that. Oh, they're in their beds right now. I just looked back behind me and they're both in their beds. Well, Blake just took off. Okay. So you can really make this any theme that you would like to. this just happens to be my Halloween theme. There we go. Okay. There we go. So that's that. And now I just need to get the little, the little feetsies on and decorate. Okay, so this is the bottom. I'm going to use, what are these called? The mini foundations. And I'm going to use my Beacons 3-in-1. Now if you're using these little feet, you don't actually, I mean, you don't need to anyway, but you don't need to create that bottom piece. But then you would have to adjust your measurements accordingly as far as the side pieces and the matting and things like that. These are so cute. This is the first time I've ever used them, but I really like these mini foundations. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna have to let this dry for a little bit. And I need to get out my embellishments for this, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up a little bit and let this dry, and I'll be back in just a little bit. It'll just be with this video, but I'll be back in just a little bit to finish up the decorations. Okay, see you guys a bit. Hi guys, so I am back and I am ready to finish up this this box. So while I was gone, I did play around with some of the things that I'm going to be using, and I'll show you guys in just a moment. I'm going to move those. So a few things I'm going to be using are a few of the Tim Holtz bottles, and these are from the larger pack. And this one right here I just filled with some glitter. This one it's not quite solid yet, but I wrapped a label around it, and this is a K & Company label. And then I used some glossy accents and some of one of my reinkers, and I just colored it green because it says liver juice, and I don't know why I thought liver juice would be green. And then this is hemlock dentifrice. I can't pronounce that word. And then I just added some flakes to it. I'm going to be using one of the little jars, and then I've got a glass eyeball. Now this was a wine stem, you know, the wine stem marker, the glass markers, and I cut the top off of that, and so I'm going to glue that down in just a little bit. Little metal Spidey. One of the Tim Holtz cameos. This creepy little hand. I don't remember where I got it from. I think I got it as a gift, or not a gift, but as a like an extra little goodie for a swap, but I thought that would be really good. So those are some things that I picked out. Oh, and then I have a couple, like a little clay pumpkin, a couple clay bats, a little skeleton, and then I grabbed a couple of, well, just the bag, but it's just some silver metal bats. On the back of this, to make it look a little bit more dresser-like, I am going to actually assemble this, and this was a cut from my silhouette cameo, and I had quite a bit of problem with it. So first I cut it out of glitter paper, and then I'm going to back it with the pattern paper as well. So I'm going to start by gluing that together, and this is going to actually go right like that. So it's kind of like a mirror, but not quite a mirror. So let's go ahead. Where did I put my glue? Let's see. There it is. Right. So yeah, this is a cut, and I just did it off camera because, well, all you guys would really be able to hear is me muttering about getting the sizing right. This particular cut was a pain to get my silhouette to cut because I need a new mat and probably a new blade, and both of those are not going to be here until Wednesday. I actually have a subscription with Amazon, and they ship those out to me every other month. And apparently my backup mat, my glitter paper from another project peeled off and ruined that mat. So the mat that I thought I had as backup, because I don't usually go through mats too terribly fast, but anyway, the mat I thought I had as backup was the one that I ruined with the other glitter paper. So then of course that was upsetting. Okay, we're going to go ahead, get a little bit more glue right there. So the Graphic 45 paper didn't cut. I really struggled to get the Graphic 45 paper to cut correctly, which was very frustrating because I went through several sheets. Before I got this. So just as a heads up, you guys, do not cut things that are intricate. I'm sure you already know this. Do not cut intricate things if you need a new mat, because you're just going to cause a lot of headache and frustration and unhappiness. So anyway, how I got this to cut was my mat and I'll show it to you. So my mat that my glitter paper peeled off on, see this? This is the backing of my glitter paper. So I was able to use this area of the mat to cut. So I finally was able to do that and get this done, because I want to just make sure that I get this done on account of, because I need to get this done because I have several other projects that I have to get to. So there is that. And then I'm going to just glue on the back piece. So what I did was I cut the original, which was out of the black glitter paper. Once I cut the black glitter paper, then I copied it and I erased all of the the detail lines on the inside, so it was just cutting a solid image. And then once I cut that, then I had to mirror it so that I was also cutting the back side, because I want to make sure that the paper that you see on the back is, it matches. So and I'm just noticing that there's a couple. There we go. Couple spots that it looks like when I erased lines, I might have been a little overzealous on the lines that I erased. So give me just one moment and I'll fix that. And let's see if I can get this. I just want to be careful with it because you're going to see this back piece. That's why I did it, because it's going to attach like this. And I already have a plan to cover that up, so we should be good. What I did want to do, and I have to find it now, is I did want to ink the, there it is, ink the back side and just kind of ink the edges so they're not so stark white. And I guess it helps if I'm on camera, right guys? Actually just going to smoosh the edges like on the front side. Smoosh those edges. Go. Okay. All right, that looks good to me. Now, I want to, I think right about there. And actually, let's get the piece that I'm gonna need. I'm going to take this piece right here. I'll grab my, oops. I'll grab this. I don't need too terribly big of a piece. And I know that I need to cut it by 6, right? Well, let's go ahead and measure. This is 5 3/4. So I'm going to cut this to 5 3/4. Glue this piece. And it doesn't matter which is top and which is bottom, but I do want to try and center it. There we go. Okay. now, oops. Let's see. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and just glue. I use lots of glue for this. I want it to be nice and sturdy. Okay. Now I'm going to put that. So I put it right where it needs to go. Go ahead and press it in. Just like that. I'm actually going to lay it down on its back like that and wait for it to dry for a moment. Okay, so while I have it down there, I want to decide if I'm going to use this. Actually, while I have it down there, I'm going to actually go ahead and grab my beacons. 3 and 1. I'll glue that down to the center, just like so. Okay. And then I'm going to glue this piece on there as well. Straight down. Actually, let's go ahead and pivot this just a little bit. There we go. So it's kind of looking. All right, we'll let that dry. And now, hopefully I haven't glued that to there. This is looking good. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and grab my handy dandy little thing. I'm trying to do it so you guys can see it and I can see it. Okay. So actually I can't do it that way. I have to have it straight up like that. Otherwise everything will slide around. So I'm just going to start gluing the bottles down. Oops. Let's get lots of glue down. There. So I'll go to the outside. Let's get there. Starting to adhere, so that one's going to go right there. Wanted to make sure I knew which fingers were gluing down so I didn't put glue on everything in this this one just goes right there. Oops. I know I had this at a different location. I know it was like right there. Actually, let's go ahead and glue that in too. Go. Then this I'll just kind of lay it down. Kind of like that. And the spider was kind of crawling on it. I hadn't decided, but I think I'm going to put the little skeleton. Let's see if we can kind of grunge him up, because I think he's a little too stark white. And I have these little bats. Thinking about using, and I like them. They're so cute. They're just, they're not quite right. Okay, nope, I'm not going to use those. I think those are all the embellishments I'm going to use. And now we gotta make it look kind of grungy. Okay. And that means we're gonna add some spider webs. Now, sorry, I have to glue gun. You know those little threads that everyone tries to get rid of? Well, we're going to try and make them to create some grungy spider webs. Okay. So, well, this is heating. Let's decide if I need to do anything else. I don't think I do. I did. I thought I wanted to add some stars on the top. But I'm trying to think of the best way to add those. I don't think I will. Of course, you know, when you want it to heat up super duper fast, it's going to be really slow. Sorry, I'm Okay, I'll be back in just a second, guys. Okay, guys, so let me just get this. There we go. All right, so here we go. I already kind of started because I forgot to turn the camera on when I was doing it, but so this is how I create spider webs. Those strings we'll fight with on our projects. I am purposely creating them.
Let's look in the shower.
Okay. All right. So. And I can take them off if I really don't like them. Or if I mess them up. Okay. Let's go ahead. Actually can be kind of tedious, but fun at the same time. Okay. Just want to be careful because I don't want these to get too thick. That's the beauty of these. I can cut them out if I don't like a particular piece. There we go. I just want tiny little dabs. Go. Probably not the most exciting part of the video, right? Hardest part is getting the connections right. section I don't like. That was just a little too thick right there. Okay. And one thing I can do is I can I'm gonna actually kind of make it look glittery, like, well, hey, Junie, what are you doing, baby? Oh, they're both in here. Hold on one second. Oh, baby. Come on. Okay, gotta get back. I'm working with hot glue, honey. You can't be right there. It's too. Nice and thick right there. Gotta make sure that I don't squeeze too hard, because I don't want the points of contact to get too thick. Then it won't look right. Oh. Go. Okay, now, oops, that was a little aggressive. Okay, so let's see if you guys can kind of see this now and see all the spider webs. Okay, so now what I want to do is okay, I need to I'm going to use my glitter blast. Okay. Let's make some space. Sorry. Okay. Now, okay, give it a good shake and pray I don't ruin it. Okay, this is you can get it open. There we go. Okay. Oh. Okay. Okay. Right. Hey guys. There is finished project. Actually, while that's still wet, I have some more glitter that we're going to add, because I just can't stop. And this is too pretty. And it's still sticky. So this is the Vintage Platinum. Okay. But now we're also going to add, it may look like it's ruining it, but I promise it's not. Okay, let me brush. Okay. Sorry if my head was in the way. No. Let's go ahead, bring this back in, because I want to spray this again. I'm going to sparkle that up quite a bit. There we go. All right. There we go. It's done. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I'll just give you guys a little bit close up of it all. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.